When does an avoidant finally realize they've lost you forever? The truth is, it's not one dramatic second like in the movies. There's no gasp of horror, no sudden breakdown, no desperate rush to fix it all. For avoidance, realization doesn't arrive in one thunderclap of clarity. It creeps in slowly, like a car crash in slow motion. They see it frame by frame, powerless to stop it, yet unable to admit it out loud. And when forever finally sinks and it doesn't explode, it crushes. Stage 1, denial in disguise. In the first days after goodbye, they tell themselves it isn't real. Endings, to them, are never permanent. In their mind, goodbyes are just pauses, conflicts that eventually resolve, storms that eventually clear. You've always come back before, so why would this time be any different? They replay the breakup in their head, but they edit the memory to make it softer than it really was. In their version, you weren't serious. You were just emotional, maybe exaggerating, maybe trying to scare them. They convinced themselves that once you cool down, things will return to normal. But denial has cracks. Deep down, something about this goodbye feels heavier. They can't shake the way your eyes looked empty before, like a flame had burned out. They remember the tone in your voice, steady but final, a tone you had never used before. They remember how quickly you blocked them, without hesitation, on every platform. These signs register, but they shove them aside. Their brain whispers final, but their heart insists temporary. That inner conflict is denial wearing a mask of control. Stage 2, the silence that screams. Silence is the one thing they don't know how to handle. In the past, when things fell apart, you'd cry, yell, argue, explain. Those emotions, no matter how painful, reassured them that you still cared. Anger meant connection. Tears meant attachment. Even long explanations proved you hadn't given up, so they test the waters. A casual, "Hey, how are you?" text, short enough to seem harmless. They wait, refreshing their phone. Delivered, not read. Hours pass. Days pass. No reply. Maybe they try a call. If you don't pick up, they try again from a different number, thinking maybe you'll be curious. But you've grown wiser. You don't answer unknown calls anymore. That's when the silence gets loud. It doesn't sound like peace to them. It sounds like rejection echoing through empty rooms. They draft long messages in their notes app, apologies, jokes, desperate pleas. They type paragraphs, then delete them in shame. They scroll through your old messages, tempted to respond to something from months ago just to force a conversation. But they stop because deep down, they know your silence isn't strategy. It's indifference. And indifference terrifies them more than anger ever did. Stage 3, proof of your new life. The cracks widen when they see proof that your life is moving forward without them. Maybe it's a picture on social media. Your smile wider than they've seen in months. Your eyes brighter, your energy lighter. You're in a place they've never been, laughing at a joke they'll never hear, wearing clothes they never bought for you. It's in that moment forever stops whispering and starts shouting. You're not paused, waiting for them. You're building. You're living. And worst of all, you're living lighter. They notice the haircut you always talked about, but never got because they brushed it off. They see you picking up hobbies they once dismissed. And the cruelest realization of all, you look genuinely happy. Not forced, not staged, just free, deep in their stomach. A cold truth forms. The weight you carried wasn't life. It was them. Stage 4, regret in slow motion. Once the denial fades, regret takes its place. And regret doesn't come in one wave. It arrives in 1,000 small stings. They start replaying old conversations, but now with new perspective. The time you begged them to open up and they called you needy, they finally see you weren't needy. You were asking for emotional connection. The time you asked for respect and they disappeared instead, they finally see you weren't dramatic. You were asking for the bare minimum. They remember the times you asked for small acts of love, a message back, a thoughtful gesture, a moment of presence. They remember brushing you off, rolling their eyes, making you feel guilty for asking. Now, those same requests echo in their head like accusations. To escape the heaviness, some avoidants try to date someone new. They think it will prove they're fine, that losing you wasn't catastrophic. But every date becomes a comparison. Every laugh reminds them of yours. Every story feels duller than yours. Every touch feels emptier than yours. And so, instead of escaping regret, they reinforce it. They realize they're even more distant with this new person than they ever were with you. Because now their walls aren't just built from fear, but reinforced with regret. Stage 5, when forever becomes daily life. The real breaking point isn't dramatic. It's painfully ordinary. They're at the grocery store and see your favorite snack. Without thinking, they reach for it, then freeze. There's no one to bring it home to anymore. They accomplish something at work. Pick up their phone to tell you, then stop mid-dial. You're gone. They drive by a place you used to go together, and for a second, they expect to see you waiting there. But the seat is empty, and it always will be. This is when forever stops being an abstract idea and becomes a daily reality. Not a single crushing moment, but a constant background hum that never fades. Their body begins to show the toll. Sleepless nights, staring at the ceiling, replaying arguments, imagining apologies they'll never give. Some nights they scroll endlessly through their phone, checking pictures of you they should have deleted. Some nights they cry silently, ashamed of how much it hurts. Their appetite changes. Some lose weight. Others binge just to fill the void. Friends notice they're quieter, more withdrawn. The walls that once felt like protection now feel like a prison. And the memories that used to bring comfort, they sting now. The night you stayed up until dawn talking about nothing and everything. The silly notes you left for them. The ones they pretended to find annoying but secretly saved. The way you smiled like you could see straight through their walls. Now, those memories aren't just moments. They're evidence of what they destroyed with their own hands. Stage 6. Too late to matter. Eventually, the truth becomes undeniable. This isn't temporary. This isn't a fight you'll get over. This is permanent. They've lost you. Forever. Some avoidants finally crack under the weight. They seek therapy. They start unpacking childhood wounds, the fears that made them run, the walls they thought would keep them safe. They learn the language of connection. They practice vulnerability. They become, piece by piece, the partner you always needed them to be. But here's the cruel irony. They become that person only when it's too late. They grow into who you deserve, but not for you. Because by the time they learn, you've already healed. You've already rebuilt. You've already moved into a life where their realization no longer matters. The final truth. So, when does an avoidant realize they've lost you forever? It's both the moment you walked away and every moment after. Each silence, each failed attempt, each glimpse of your new life delivers another wave until forever is no longer a concept, but the background music of their existence. By the time they fully grasp the permanence of their loss, you've already built a life where their realization doesn't touch you anymore. And that's the truth. Some people only understand the value of forever when it's already gone. Don't waste your forever waiting for someone to figure it out. Don't wait for silence to finally wake them up. Don't gamble your future on the hope that their fear will someday turn into love. Give your forever to someone who sees it, values it, and protects it, while they still have the chance to live it with you. If this helped you understand the psychology of avoidance, hit like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. And remember, their realization of forever doesn't change your right to live yours without them.